Okay, it's recording.
We're here today with Siyabonga Mthembu, also known as himself, from the Brother Moves On. And we're going to interview him today. Yeah. The name, The Brother Moves On.
Yeah.
Who came up with that, and how did you guys come up with that?
It was me and my late brother, Colonialism. We were watching the episode of The Wire, David Simon's The Wire. The name of the episode is actually the name of the band, The Brother Moves On. But it's the introduction of a character called Brother Moves On. Everybody mistakenly thinks it's named after, but it's actually named after the episode.
Oh, okay. That is cool. That is really cool. And like, what are the inspirations that you draw upon, like music-wise, or even just like inspirations?
Zimulawana, Mphoentle, Steve Dyer, Andy Leonana, Moses Moralekwa, Pops Muhammad, Peggy Seleko, who else? Sakile, Stimela, Sankomota.
Of course.
Who else is there? Yeah, man, the list goes on. Kaifas and Letta, Mom Kaifas and Mom Letta. I mean, Bob Kaifas and Mom Letta. Yeah, from the South African tradition more than anything. Spaghetti, Kuman, Hotep Kaleta, Abdullah Ibrahim, Huma Sikela, Miriam Makeda. Yeah. Stuff we brought up on.
I love that it's the now and the back then. It's really cool. Really cool. And then you did the collaborative album Indaba Is, right? So, well, when working with all those artists, did you guys make the songs like individually, or did you get together and like work together, come up with the songs, the titles?
It's sort of like how a song normally happens. Is someone has the inspiration, they bring it into the space, and then everyone can chop it up and make it into something. So I can go track by track. Track one, which is what's track one? I don't know. I can. Kinako. It's Bukani Dyer's track. He got Ndaba Zulu in studio, Song County in studio. Sim from The Brother Moves On was on drums. Amishi was on bass, but it was a song where you had an idea, and me and Tandi ended up singing backing vocals for that. Mthandazo Makenge is from Mthandazo, which is Tandi track. We redid it. It's the Brother Moves On version. In essence,
I love that
the Wretched, they made the track that day.
Oh, damn.
We watched them make it on the day. The three of them making the track at the end, what they wanted to put together. They had ideas, but they made it on the day. Luanda Kokwane had him and what is the producer, the really amazing cat. They had an idea, but they sort of finessed it on the day. Sibusile Kaba asked to not record in the collective and record on his own Victoria because he wanted that specific feeling, which he got, which was amazing as well. How it fitted in, but it was different. Tandi's DK Lady, it was her track. It's how Tandi works her things in her sextet. The Ancestors was a track written half by Mthunzi Mvubu, half by Ariel Zamonski. So all of us came into studio, but it was done half. And even the Duzo's parts were sent post the situation. And then the last track, Abapezul, was written by Mphoentle, but he brought in Kinsman, who are the sort of the Indian connection in the South African community connection. Yeah, so it was like that. And that's the thing about music, it never is an all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's not
true.
It's not I wrote the song, and it's not I didn't have any parts to play. So the way in which it's like recorded and put down at times as denoted as this person wrote it is sometimes bereft of what actually happened in the human exchange and experience.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. Because music is a collaboration.
Yeah, and so
you might be alone, but you're never really alone.
Yeah, you can write lyrics, you can write right now it's who wrote the lyrics, who wrote the melody.
Yeah.
And that's kind of problematic in the South African drum and bass relation.
Yeah.
You know.
As a band, you guys are a constant collaborative group. So, how is it different when you have to work with like other collab, like within Daba is, or just having to work with other artists, and just like how does that work? Is it any different, or does it just go all
I think
together?
well, the older you get in this, the more you stop defining yourselves by the bands you're in, and you kind of know what you bring to something. So people start calling you up because you bring a very specific thing to that. So you learn how to become yourself and not, in essence, the many things that you could be. That's not what I'm saying. So collaboration is collaboration. If you know who you are and it feels uncomfortable, you'll understand that it's not my kind of collaboration.
Okay. And then band dynamics.
Yeah.
How are they? How are the band dynamics?
You'd have to be more specific.
Okay, so how is it working? Is it like it's like everyone gets a say, or is there like one person who just has the final say?
It's not neither or.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all application. It's all dependent. And the guys with smaller voices start to realize that if you don't raise your voice, the whole collective doesn't have your voice as something intuitive to it. So that's the thing. I don't think it's never an all or nothing. It's people. That's one thing you learn over the years, is like this whole viewpoint of, especially like I've had to fight off the whole dynamic of being called the brother. Because I'm the oldest one, I'm the most administrative, I'm band manager and band booker as well. But that's the dynamic. Someone else would have to fill this if I wasn't here, and so that's how it's related.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, so pay is worked out even that way.
Yeah.
This is the booker's pay. It's not Sia's pay.
It's the book. Yeah.
This is management pay.
Okay.
So whoever wants to earn this amount can do the work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we all know that Black parents are often a barrier when it comes to like their children pursuing artistic careers usually, right? So I wanted to ask, how is your relationship specifically between?
There's my mama.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So now that you ask the question, my mom's probably the most supportive person in my creative life.
Yeah.
To the point of me getting my first degree, to the point of her pushing me to go get my second degree. To the point where for this current tour, I was short 15K looking for someone who's going to back us so that I can go make this 15 turn into 45.
Yeah.
Which I knew I was going to be able to do. So I've been expressing this to my mom over and over again, and the other day she was like, I've got it.
That's beautiful.
I've seen your spreadsheet. I know this is going to make it. Yeah.
Supportive.
Yeah. My mom's, even when she was trying her best to not be supportive, was supportive. My mom used to drive, when my band was a 13-piece, there was a day we had to play gig in Davidson. She drove all of us there, she fell asleep. She drove all of us back in 2 trips.
That is wonderful.
So I'm lucky in that I've had a very supportive mom, and my sister as well, my older sister. Very supportive. My family's been highly supportive. Like, when I did BBC Plant, my family phoned me to be like, we're sitting down in the lounge listening.
What? Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, actually. Damn. And then, like, your teens and your 20s, how were they?
Wild.
Wild?
Yeah. Well, when I left, I was very prefect head boy material when I left Indian high school, and then I went to Rhodes University where I had my own apartment.
And then it was like, wow, freedom.
Yeah, Van Walded out. It took me 5 years to do a 3.5-year degree. Yeah. Yeah. No, I wilded out, but the opposite is not true. It's like I'm a grown person not searching for the wildness. You know what I'm saying? So even like the rock and roll stuff has to be measured by how much can I bring home and how much time is Vila going to have with me. It's all nice for me to tour the world and do the rest, but is my child going to be able to see her dad?
Family's important.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. No, just like in general, it is.
For me, it isn't. My number 1, 2 is my family.
Oh.
Yeah. I can be okay with not doing this shit if I can look after my family.
I understand.
Yeah. You know.
As long as they're good.
Yeah. As long as my daughter can get what she wants
and
chase her dreams. I'm no longer in that idiom of chasing my dreams.
You've chased yours.
Yeah, and also I just got out of that idiom. I think it's a problem we instill in the society. It's very capitalist.
Individualism as
yeah,
well.
And it's very capitalist. It's outcome based. It's not about the process. It's not about becoming a certain person. It's just about, see, I made it. Made what?
Good for you, I guess.
Yeah. Made what? You know, did you make it easier for the next 10 of you to not have to go through the process you did to make it happen?
There's a lot of individualism.
Yeah, yeah. There's the day after. There's always the day after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, did you know that you wanted to pursue music back then, or
I still don't.
still? Oh wow.
I still don't want to pursue music. I'm just gifted, and it's a calling that keeps calling. I don't go out and search; it searches.
I understand.
Yeah, so it's
I can relate.
yeah, and I could have done, and I can still do a lot more.
What are your talents outside of music? Let me ask.
I'm quite a mathematician.
Ah,
I'm a writer. I studied drama.
wow.
Yeah.
Drama major.
Yeah, I'm a drama.
Wow,
I'm a drama, joint design and new media, and political studies major. Yeah.
Wow.
We ended up
Second
singing.
degree.
Yeah.
We ended up going
Ended up
into.
singing, yeah.
That's great actually.
Yeah.
That's great. Multi-talented. just
Yeah. I'm also trying to teach my daughter to get out of the what do you want to be when you're older thing.
yeah, just live, experience life.
Yeah. I think it's more interesting to ask people what they want to do for a living than, and a living is not being a doctor. A living is my poetry, is my music, yeah. It's not what makes me live. But what I do for money is a very different thing. And we don't separate those in South Africa. They're one and the same thing. Success is becoming an accountant.
Yeah.
When your identity is an accountant's identity.
You're an accountant until you die.
Which is
until
why
you
we end up with
retire.
squares.
Yeah.
Squares who do music as well. Squares who do arts. Squares who do. It's not.
Boxes
Yeah.
who win.
No, it's not just about that.
Yeah.
It's because we're not making these things socially engaging. They're about just the individual yourself. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, like, it does box you in, you know, that constant thinking, like, okay, I want to do this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to keep doing this.
And then you go and study, and there's how many of us go and study, and that's how many of us? Only about 10 to 12% are lucky enough to even make it doing that particular industry. So you're going to close yourself off to your destiny because you went and studied something.
Jeez.
So like it's got to be careful, like especially when you're in varsity, we build our identities around the things that we do.
That's
How are you gonna know when you're bored?
Thank you.
And that's the thing, and down to music. There are no musicians who are bored. And people call them global stars, they're enjoying their lives. And you're like, the person is bland, has no identity, does not do fun things, lives on Instagram.
Jeez. So what happened in like your past that was important to like just the formation of, I guess, the band or
My brother,
your brother?
yeah,
Yeah.
and his passing was also instrumental. Yeah, my brother was the person who. My brother made bands so I could sing.
He put you
He
on.
insisted.
Yeah.
No, and then the weird thing is I had a reading by chance on his birthday. I went to 6 because we used to drink cocktails together a lot. We were like underage, and like I went to 6 with this young lady's like, listen, I'm sorry to irritate you, but like your brother's talking to me,
Oh wow.
and like I can tell you that was my brother for sure.
Yeah.
There's certain things that were secret between us that lady said to me, and that's like
It's
okay,
like,
yeah.
this is him. This
Yeah,
is him.
and one of the things he said was like, don't forget I fucking put you on. Stop fucking being so stressed. Like, it's all gonna work out. I put you on. I
Reassuring
got
you.
you checked. Yeah.
Yeah. Affirming you as well.
Yeah. So the place itself, the band itself has been, my brother's energy radiates through me as well. It's like, I'm affirming my brother. And our littlest brother is in
Yeah.
the band, Zwash.
Oh,
Well, all 3 of us are brothers.
so it was
Yeah.
the brother.
It's
Yeah.
only by chance that it happened that way. It wasn't even planned that way.
It just happened.
He stole the guitar when he realized we we're going to start a band. And learned how to play guitar to Lauren Hill videos.
Ah, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay. That's wonderful, actually. Damn. Is there like a theme that maybe occurs throughout your discovery? Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's more theme or purpose,
Mhm.
which is like Happy Brown Babies from the global south as an idea. I felt very forgotten outside, even though I had studied, even though I spoke through my nose. There was nothing that gave me space, an oasis, post-varsity, to figure out, because I had, the post-varsity fuck out is kind of heavy in this country.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to like, if you're unemployed, I'm not saying we post varsity, post schooling. No, there was no cultural spaces that were welcoming. Can't walk into the theatre. And so for my whole thing is, in second year, my email address is still happybrownbabies@gmail.com,
Yeah.
based on I want to start centers in hoods and in spaces for that age I was at, where I felt forgotten. Because that's a vitality age. To this day, some of the music that's being released on this album is music written by that kid. And it's more powerful than music I could write now by myself. So, there's an epoch of our lives. So I always say to people, keep a library of what you're doing in your most difficult times, because when the good times roll,
You're gonna need it.
you're not going to have any more ideas.
Yeah.
You're going to be busy. You're going to be meeting to meeting, interview to interview.
So you need
your
that.
kids coming. You're not going to have the
time.
time. You're not going to have time to walk down the road to catch a taxi anymore.
That is true.
You're not going to be broke with only $5 left anymore. So enjoy the suffering that you got. Write from it. Find ways of actually archiving it. Because when you get to that top, nothing happens except you getting fat. You know?
Don't forget yourself. It's a reminder as well to stay humble, or just like keep on the path that you're. Don't let the fame get to you as well.
Don't aspire.
Yeah.
Don't
aspire.
Don't aspire to be someone, be it. Start a band, start a fucking band. Don't start it so that you can be like these guys and those guys. Because eventually when you reach what those guys and those guys are, your fantasy, your fantasy and the reality of the difficulty of what that is, it's totally different. Totally different. So don't be chasing your fantasies, live in your reality.
The languages that you guys use.
Zulu. We've sang a song in Shangaan.
I heard
Song in Chivenda. One in Setswana. English. Kiabereka.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It's the range. We're Joburg kids.
Why not just like Joburg kids?
Well, where is that? My whole thing is just like this whole one language thing is very fervent. This whole idea of I'm Zulu and proud is very fervent. This whole I'm Xhosa and proud is very fervent. And it's not to say you can't be black and proud, but it's to say these stratified ideas of our identity, which were given to us by the apartheid government and the way it demarcated our tribes and our senses of being, it can't be all we are. The apartheid government even came up with laws to stop us from having sex across race, across tribes. And y'all think it's a small chance that there's 3 or 4 laws relating to the fact that we're not allowed to intermarry and have sex across races. Where are then all these tribes of people who did intermarry, did have that sex across races? Where are they?
Yeah.
I'm not Zulu. My grandfather showed up to Joburg, colored-looking man, married a woman from Tanzania, and realized the safest thing to do is call themselves Zulu. And there's many of those examples, but we're not allowed to be, because the new South Africa idiom is to fight the old South Africa while re-emphasizing its racial and tribal demarcations. It's as good as being proud of being South African as a way of pushing yourself away from the Zimbabwean self. It's empty, it's archaic, it's colonial.
It is very colonial. It has that I'm better than you because I can speak this one, or
it's just like I have, these are the tools that allow, and that comes from whiteness. You must understand.
It does.
A sense of pride in being as a black person is very different. It's not about separating yourself from people that you become. It's the more you show people that no, it's true, that you become more black. You become that, like, whiteness wants to isolate and separate, and we're using that now as a means to explain blackness. To the point of, no, I can't be racist. You can't be black and racist. I'm like, in the academy.
Is that?
In the academy, sharp.
Yeah.
It has those rules.
But
when I'm sitting alone with my whole family and the things that are said by just black people, with just black people there, with no whiteness involved. And you're like, it's prejudice, it's not racism. I'm like, it sounds like we're using synonyms to push the academy's argument. Okay.
I'm not saying too much though, but hey. So I wanted to ask, do you view yourself as just like a musician, right, who performs, or do you view just like you performing as like a performance artist? Do you see yourself as a performance artist?
When forced, I'm a performance artist first. Yeah. Who does music?
who does music, just happens to do music.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess now we're off to the final. What is next? What is next for you, the band?
The brother is premiering. We're doing a European tour, but we felt like we really want to do South Africa before we do a European. Yeah, it was a big thing. So we've just announced Marker in Cape Town.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to announce Butaki or Africa in Pretoria. It's a Joburg announcement for the 28th of October. I'm not allowed to say yet where.
Okay.
Then we're doing the Chairman as well in Durban.
Oh.
One more, Selective Live. And we're doing the Saturday, we're doing Back to the City. Well, I've told me it's so cool. We're doing Back to the City. But then we head off to Europe, where the album is being premiered at the London Jazz Festival, the Berlin Jazz Festival, at Legeshu Festival, and Jazz Tapat, which are the biggest festivals in Poland, Amsterdam, the UK, and Germany.
Can I ask you guys going to be doing, is it Joy of Jazz?
No, because it's not joyful.
It's not joyful, is it? I mean, there's a lot of struggle that comes with jazz. So it's like,
not joyful. No, let them keep that jazz. Not to be callous to the people who run Joy of Jazz and the difficulty of the music industry, but there's certain ideas of jazz that I'm not going to even fight with.
are problematic.
Yeah. Well, look, they have their audience and community. I hope that community is renewing it. Because if you don't, it's going to die eventually.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I love seeing also young artists going into jazz and not like trying to fit in with the West as well.
Well, here's the thing. It's so weird. The West is way ahead of us in this idea of jazz. When I'm in London, jazz is deep house. But live.
Oh yeah, like Tom Misch and
it's deep house, but live.
Combination of everything. Yeah.
So this idea of like, let's not make it European. The Europeans are way ahead of us. Yeah. They're way ahead of us, but you must understand their aheadness. It has to do with Begin Seleko, Hugh Masekela, Brotherhood of Breath. It's influenced. We're one of the top 3 global actors when it comes to like this music thing.
True. That's very true.
You know, so let them have theirs. Let's go with our own festival. With our own name of what it's called. And music of black origin makes me more comfortable than jazz.
Music of black origin. I might just take that. Music of black origin.
It makes more sense to me than calling something jazz.
It does. Anyway, thank you so much for.
Thank you. This was a great interview, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You answered very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you. That was a great interview.
Thank you.
Yeah.